actually, that's not bad. Let's go ahead and try that all back from the beginning, shall we? So how you doing, Tree Jam? Haven't really seen that much of you since the since we got rid of the server. Yes, I know. I can get 8 million logs on this thing. So alright, let's try that one from the beginning. And there we go. There we go, let's try this again. Oh, that's so much. So
This child, he is the one?
Bears the mark. There's no mistaking it.
Oh my. What in heavens are you doing here? And after that awful storm, too. However did you survive? Oh, you're a jolly one. What's this? Oh, you poor thing. Come here. Come here. Oh, there's no need to be frightened anymore. You're safe now, little fellow.
I guess for several doesn't really cut it.
Thanks so much, you're a lifesaver. Trust me to lose my headscarf just before the big ceremony. So it's finally here, the big day. I can't believe we're going to be climbing all the way up there. Looks like Sandy's keen to lead the way. Come on, best not keep her waiting.
Okay, now we're all back to where we should be. And most of this stuff, you can talk to, I think, everybody here. Most of them around here will just kind of give you a basic tutorial. You're talking to people. So, the map tutorial. People who have the pink marker are the main quest. And people who have a blue marker are side quests. And if they just have a blue smiley face, then you can just talk to them. But one thing I can do, actually, is take this. There we go. Now I look better. So the hero of this game is able to use one-handed swords and shields, or two-handed great swords, depending on which one you want. I'm gonna stick with the one-handed. Kids anymore. Grown up can go to the tour offering you things. By pressing Y, it's like the party talk. The reality being that if you ever have a question, your current objective is literally up in the corner on the map screen. Anywho, yes, we got a journey up to the top.
Humble folk of cobblestone, great land spirits, hearth and home. That's how it goes, isn't it? My granddad's been teaching me the prayer ever since I was little. He reckons the spirit of the land really does live on Cobblestone Tor, you see. As long as I can remember, he's been preparing me for this day. The day it would finally be my turn to climb all the way up there and offer my thanks. I just wonder whose idea it was in the first place, sending the village's young folk on such a dangerous errand. What if I take a tumble and do myself a mischief? Well, not to worry. Since you and me were born on the same day, I'm lucky enough to have a bodyguard along for the journey. Come on then. That craggy old thing won't climb its... Oh. Ah! Monsters! They're coming this way!
And as traditional in Dragon Quest games, the first monsters are slimes.
Go on! Crikey! Crumbs! Don't give up!
Why did I have no idea?
Get him!
That's a question. This is a good question. I never thought about that. It wasn't like I used any spells or anything.
Go on! Tough little blighters, aren't they? Crikey! I wasn't expecting that. I know they were only little, but I'd have been done for if you and Sandy hadn't been here to help me.
Well, it looks like Sandy's all raring to go to get out of
And
here.
now we've got to go through that horrible, dingy cave. Just our luck. I'll bet you anything that's where those awful things came from. Well, as long as you're with me, I've got nothing to worry about. Come on, let's get going.
Alright, so before we go up there, let's go ahead and head over here to the monument. But more importantly, get your first shield of the game. And if you're doing one-handed, actually put it on. If you're using great swords, then that doesn't really matter much to you. But one thing you might find about this game, so obviously I changed my armor, and what I have is what they call technically transformative armor. Most of the armor in the game doesn't actually change your character model, but there are obviously some that do. And obviously this one's based on Dragon Quest VIII's armor model set. But the kind of thing that I laugh at with this one is if you put it on and you wear it, then the cutscene that comes a little bit later in the game, where you actually come out with the clothes that the hero is supposed to be wearing, basically looks like nothing because you're still wearing this set of armor. And here's our preemptive. You'll do a lot of preemptive if it turns out throughout this game. Just because it's so freaking easy.
Get him! Crikey! Go on!
But we are going to do a little work here to try and get a level or two, just because there's a fight that comes near the top that I won't say is hard, but can be difficult
Go on!
if you don't have
Tough little blighters, aren't they?
really just a couple levels. Oops. Especially in the early game, it's a pretty good idea to try to just get into a bunch of fights.
Get him!
Even more so, I'd say, right now. Because officially, these two aren't in my party, so that's why I don't know control over them.
Well done!
But Gemma will more or less keep you healed up. And then Sandy will obviously attack and frighten. And there you go, I learned the Frizz spell, which is the basic fire spell.
Get him!
Still don't have any actual abilities, unfortunately.
Phew. Go on!
I'm trying to remember exactly which level he actually has to start using the character builder.
Get him!
Sandy, if you just attack him.
Go on!
And of course now you score critical.
Tough little blighters, aren't they?
There's an option in the game to actually have the church look to see how much XP more until a character levels up. Save that.
Get him! Crikey!
But I never understood why.
Crumbs!
Because you can actually look at it yourself at the start screen. So,
Go on! Phew.
so not that one. Here. Go to attributes. There you go. How much XP I've got, how much to the next level. So it never really made sense to me. Get this side across here. Go down here and smash some pots. 5 gold. Usually when you find a group of pots and buckets, you can reset this there. There's usually at least one of them has something in it. So obviously first thing to do. You should do in any, RPG game. Enter a new town or a new area, find all pots and smash them. You'd normally think that in preparation for having their kids come up here, they would make sure the bridge was still, here.
Get him! Tough little blighters, aren't they? Phew.
Oh. That's rare. I was expecting to get a slime drop this early. That's just a crafting ingredient for later. But
go on!
Strange not to get on.
Get him! Crikey! Go on! I'm so proud of you!
3. More medicinal herbs. I will soon have more of those than I know what to do with.
Get him! Tough little blighters, aren't they? Go on! Phew. Get him! Go on!
I don't know why they're all attacking Sandy now for some reason. I thought it was funny too.
Get him!
As near as I can tell, as long as the character's not my party and they're in the fight,
Tough little blighters, aren't they?
actually, go down. Alright, let's keep going.
Go on! Phew.
Alright, let's keep going here. This should be the spot. Yep. Tougher fight, but not that tough.
Core, look at all this fog. Is this normal, do you think?
Help! Help me!
What? Cole?
Ah! Ah! Ah!
Quick! You have to help him! It's not fog at all. It's more monsters.
Smog.
Crumbs!
Get him!
Crikey!
One down. I do laugh at how a dog bark can scare a monster.
Go on! Tough little blighters, aren't they? Well done!
Oh, sweet. I'm getting new spells though. Sad.
I'm sorry, Gemma. I only came up here because I thought it'd be funny to jump out and surprise you. But then those monsters appeared.
What in the world is going on? I never heard anything about monsters appearing on the tour before. But never mind that now. Whatever were you thinking? You could have been killed. You take Sandy and get back to the village this instant.
Yes, Gemma. Sorry, Gemma.
You saved my bacon again. I knew you were tough, but crikey, you really have grown into quite the hero.
I do try. Saving people.
Not far to the top now.
Stick.
Typical. It would have to go and start raining, wouldn't it? Come on, let's get a move on.
Take a quick look around. I don't remember there being any treasures around here, but... Oh, I'm wrong. Pink pine. That's not a crafting ingredient. We don't get the... Crafting doesn't unlock here for a little bit. I'm trying to remember what the character builder unlocks. I think it's level 5. 5 or 6. They finally actually start giving you points for it. To some degree, customize your characters. Nope. Alrighty. There's no fall damage in the game, which is nice, but you also don't get to jump off too many cliffs, so I guess that's probably partially it. And here we are.
Here we are at last. It's such a shame about the weather. I was really looking forward to that view. Well, we better say the prayer and get this ceremony over with, eh? What was that?
A monster.
Help! Help me! Help! Help!
Always remember, bird types are weak against lightning. Oh, that was terrible. That was terrible.
We're alive. But how? That great big flash of lightning. It was almost like you made it happen.
By the way, nobody ever comments on the giant symbol that appears in the sky. That's always been my bigger question. Does nobody notice that?
Look! The mark on your hand! Huh? Oh, it stopped. Well, we can worry about that later. All I
That's
know is
not
that you
important.
saved me yet again. I don't know what I'd do without you. Now, we really had better be finishing up this ceremony. Humble folk of cobblestone, great land spirits, hearth and home, lift your voices up in prayer, sing it across all our drear. Blessed are we since days of yore, let it be so forevermore.
Yay!
Wow! Look! It just goes on and on and on. Whoever dreamed up this ceremony must have had this in mind. They wanted to show us how huge our world really is.
I'm gonna find out that.
Well, that's it. It's all over and now we're grown-ups. Should we head down and tell Grandad and everyone? They'll all be waiting for us at the bottom.
I'm not sure. Would you trust me as an adult? I wouldn't trust me as an adult. I think once you leave, it'll automatically just take you back down to the bottom. So I'll take a quick peek. Nice pink pine. You don't get much in terms of stuff from here. Actually, one thing I am gonna do, just because I actually want to see what the cutscene looks like with I want to see what the cutscene actually looks like with not having that other armor on. The lightning was terrifying. See, nobody talks about it. Nobody mentions, you know, the giant symbol that appeared in the sky that looks exactly like the mark on my hand.
We're back safe and sound, Grandad.
The stream's still doing a little weird stuff.
Indeed you are,
Let's
my
take a look
dear.
at it after the
Thank the spirits for that.
after everything's said and done.
When we saw lightning striking up there, we got a little worried, I have to tell you. Well, I never. Sounds like it's nothing short of a miracle that you made it back in one piece.
I'm good at miracles, don't you know that?
Well, there's no doubt about it. The spirit of the land was watching over you. Now tell me, my dear, how was the view from the top?
Terrifying.
It was wonderful. I saw the sea stretch into the horizon and the sunlight playing on the water and... Oh, I've never seen anything like it in my life.
You're true Cobblestonians now. Only we have the pleasure of looking out over the world of Erdrea in such breathtaking fashion, you know. You're still young, and the day may yet come when you decide to leave Cobblestone behind. I hope our little ceremony has opened your eyes to a little of what may await you out there. Now, it's high time we were heading back. I'm sure your mother is eager to hear how things went, young man. Don't keep poor Amber in suspense.
Come on, you. Home time.
She's talking like we're already married. Ugh, my body aches a little bit. Signed on for this challenge. My whole family did. It's 2019 in 2019. So the goal is to run 2,019 miles in the year 2019. Now, I very much doubt I'm going to actually finish that one. So it's a team. You can do it as a team. You can do it solo if you want, in which I commend you, and I think you're a little crazy. But what you can do it as a team up to 5. So it's me, my mom, my dad, my brother, and my sister-in-law. We're all running it. And since it's obviously now the first, it's a little sore. But we all ran today, so I got to see them chili. Where's the okay. There it is. Whee. There we go, in Cobblestone. First village. Everybody's here. Everybody's happy. You've gone all red. There's only one shop here. It's the item shop. Technically. I can't do anything right now. Once the tomorrow comes, there's a little bit more. Then you can buy stuff here. They have basic armor and things like that you can pick up. Excuse me. If you've got the money. Yeah, there's 1 or 2 side quests. I know one in each village that you have to do tomorrow. I'm trying to remember if there's another one or not. I'm also trying to remember because obviously the village changes, and I'm used to playing it much later, being here much later in the game, where a lot has changed. So, that's good. Here's the church, the guy you save with. So, can you do it? Yeah, here. Learn how much experience each party member needs to reach the next level. I don't understand why. If you can just do it in the start menu, why on earth do you need to go to the church? I mean, in the really old ones, it was actually the when you went to save, whoever you talked to save would just automatically tell you. It's sick about you, Gemma. He's your granddad. Alright, first things first, we're actually going to sneak around here and pick up a treasure chest. Cypress stick. Which, strangely enough, in this game, the cypress sticks are actually worthless. Some of the older ones, you know, you get like sticks and clubs for some of your party members, or at least let me rephrase that. Back in Dragon Quest 3, Dragon Warrior 3, I guess technically is what it was when I played it. You back there, or well, how was the best way to put this? So when the games got ported over to the US, the first 3 games are the ones that I know of in the series, probably the best. Dragon Warrior, is what they call it. Dragon Warrior 1, you played as the hero, and that was it. Dragon Warrior 2, they gave you 2 party members they selected, which is kind of the run-of-the-mill thing that they've done now. Anyway, Dragon Warrior 3, though, you actually chose and could create your party. So that was one where there was much more. Your characters would start off with nothing, and you'd have to give them things. But as with, I think, most of them now, and this game as well, you actually get your party members, when they join you, have weapons to start with. Every party member can use at least 2 types of weapons. So like the hero here can use swords and great swords. You'll get a couple different sword users, a couple different whip users. There's 2 kinds of staffs. Staffs and heavy staffs. There's spears, fists, fist weapons. I guess they're technically claws in this game, so you could call them as. Ooh, 50 gold coins. I'm trying to think if there's what else. I know that there's something else. Oh, there is axes for one character much later in the game. I think I've covered them all. Did I say knives? I think I said knives. But let's take a help them. There's one place I haven't been to yet. And you may kind of see down on that mini map down there. I'll show it to you guys down here. Here's the red door. There's 2 keys in the game. Magic key and the ultimate key. Ultimate key you don't get until much, much later in the game. But the magic key you get later in the game. Not anytime soon. Hello, you are big. Advice from one book to another. Whatever you're doing, enjoy it. Good advice. I broke all of your stuff. I think I found it. The one thing I would say about this game is it has a day-night cycle, which most, I think actually all of the Dragon Quest games have had. But it felt like this day-night cycle was just like super long. In fact, most of the time, if I want to change it, I'll actually just rest. Actually, it's harder and more annoying to allow time just to pass normally. Alright, this is my house. Let's go talk to me, Lemon.
Ooh!
here's my little soldier. Well, not so little anymore. I've heard all about your big adventure. Look at you, all grown up. I hope he wasn't too much of a bother, Gemma dear.
Of course not. Quite the opposite, in fact. You would have been proud of him. We got attacked by a monster at the top of the tor, and I ended up hanging onto the edge of the cliff by my fingertips. But you'll never guess what happened next. That mark on his hand suddenly lit up, and a bolt of lightning hit the monster.
What did you say?
I have the power of lightning. Which is apparently a heroic trait in this game.
That funny little mark? Lightning flying about the place? Goodness me. Here I was hoping he'd turn out nice and ordinary, but it seems his grandfather was right all along.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the man who
Well,
finds
I've been
you in
putting
the
this
opening
off for long
cutscene,
enough now.
your
You and
grandfather
me need to
is
have a little
actually dead
talk.
at this point in the game, so
Here. This belongs to you.
excuse me. Awesome.
Your grandfather asked me to give you it once you'd come of age and climbed the tor. The truth is, there's something I've been keeping a secret all these years. Something I've never told another soul in the village.
You're adopted. Actually, I would
It's-
think everybody
How
would,
can I put this now?
I think everybody would figure that one
well,
out.
You're the reincarnation of the Luminary.
What?
That facial expression. I know it's supposed to be a serious moment, but to me it just looks
don't
funny.
ask me what the old fool meant, dear. I haven't got the foggiest. All I know is that your grandfather said you had a special destiny, and that there was something you had to do. He said that when you came of age, you were to head north to the capital, up there in Heliodor, and show that necklace thingy to the king. He seemed to think that if you did that, all would become clear. Clear as mud, I shouldn't wonder. Anyway, the long and short of it is that if you want to find out what this is all about, you'll have to leave Cobblestone and head over to Heliodor.
Okay.
Crikey.
Well, I can't stop you leaving, I'm sure, but you won't be marching on an empty stomach. Come on, dinner.
Eventually, I'm awake in the middle of the night. Alright. Before we head out, take a quick gander around the house here. Get access to the village at night. Not really anything different or big or anything to really do. Realize? Oh, I can't go in there. Some doors are just closed, yeah.
Can't sleep either, eh? You remember this tree, don't you? I got my scarf stuck in it all those years ago. There I was, crying like mad, and there you were, running round trying to help me get it down. Some things never change, eh? You know, I always imagined we'd spend our whole lives right here in Cobblestone. That's why I was so surprised by what your mum said today. All that stuff about you being the Luminary, that reincarnation thing. I remember the story my granddad told me. Once upon a time, long, long ago, the world was terrorized by a horrible monster. But then, the Luminary appeared and saved the day. When it was all over, the Luminary turned into a star. And he's been watching over us from up in the heavens ever since.
It's a pretty short
That's his
story.
star, right there.
Erdwin's lantern.
How can you be the Luminary too? I just don't get it. I know. That's what you're going to Heliodor to find out. I understand, really I do. Listen, we should both be getting back. Everyone will be wondering where we've got to.
I'm not really 100% sure if they'd be wondering where you got to
Goodbye,
as much as half
old
of them would be
friend.
wondering other things. She's sad because obviously you're leaving. But this will be the first time I actually see this cutscene right.
Well, just look at you. You don't scrub up too bad, you know. Only wish your grandfather were here to see you. You won't forget him, will you? He was a fine, upstanding man, the pride of the village. You could do worse than try to be like him. Well, however you turn out, I'm sure you'll find a way to overcome whatever lies ahead. A mother knows these things. Oh, by the way, I've popped a little money I'd saved for a rainy day in your pack. Don't spend it all at once. Why don't you visit the village shop before you head off to Heliodor? You'll need some supplies for your big adventure. But don't take too long. The whole village is turning out to wave you off.
So, there you go. That's our normal attire throughout the game. Now that you've seen it, I'm putting back my other clothes because they have more defense. Alright, now since... I'm trying to remember. A lot of the little blue sparklies will eventually kind of respawn, but I wasn't sure if that would come back or not. This is just a quick side quest. I've actually already gotten the thing. Purple's picture. I said blue earlier, didn't I? Purple is side quest. Blue is... well, you won't see blue on your minimap. And if you need to check, there's the quest catalog. And once a quest actually becomes available, these will actually turn white, and it'll tell you where the quest giver is, and it won't. Once you accept the quest, then it kind of tells you what you need to do. Alright, let's go to the shop and see what they've got. I've got 276 gold. Not much. Hyperstick Hotlet. Bandana. Wayfarer's Clothes is an improvement 1. You don't have any special effect, do you? Got 9 of those, 2 of those. Bandana, there's no real point in getting. you start off with a bandana. So really the only thing... Need to get the Wayfarer's clothes. I'm gonna hold off. It's an improvement by 1. Usually I would think about it, but the thing is that I'm reasonably confident. In fact, I'm positive that I can get to Heliodor without needing to buy those, which would be good because once you get to Heliodor, they have better stuff.
One day you're just a little boy, the next you're getting ready to leave us. I only wish your grandfather could see what a fine young man you've become. To think, it's been so many years already since old Chalky found you floating since he brought you to Cobblestone.
I've always been intrigued as to why exactly they are hiding where he found
We never
me.
thought there was anything out of the ordinary about you. And now suddenly there's all this talk of luminaries, of all things. You know who the Luminary was, of course. A legendary hero who saved the world from a terrible darkness. And we're supposed to believe that you're him reincarnated? I don't doubt old Chalky, of course, but it is a little hard to swallow, I must say. Oh, when you meet the King of Heliodor, put in a good word for old Cobblestone, won't you, eh?
Shouldn't your hand be on the other side?
If he finds out this is the village where the Luminary was raised, there might be something in it for us, if you catch my drift.
Oh, you are terrible. Trust you to be thinking about what you can get out of it.
Oh, no, I'm only joking, of course. The very thought. Anyway, where was I? Yes. Now, the fate that awaits you may well be one beyond anything we simple country folk can imagine. But you must allow us to offer what little assistance we can. Take this map of Erdrea with you. May it prove useful in finding your way.
And a horse.
And may this magnificent steed, the pride of Cobblestone, lighten your burden and speed you on your way. You'll find Heliodor easily enough. Just head north out of the village and follow your nose.
You travel safely now. Oh, you're such a good boy, such a good boy. You make us proud out there, won't you? And come back safe.
Goodbye. Wait! Here, take this with you. I made it for you.
Get a jar.
It'll keep you safe. I heard there are lots of monsters where you're going. Be sure to keep it close, won't you? I don't know what's in store for you out there, but wherever you go and whoever you meet, don't forget us, will you? Take care, and remember, we'll be waiting for you.
So, horses are nice. They're very easy to use, very easy to get to. Ring the bell, horse will come. X, look at your map. Blah, blah, blah. So when you're on your horse, and a couple other mounts you can get throughout the game, not all of them, you can actually gallop, which will have the effect of plowing over any monsters that you run across. So if you're low on health, you don't want to get into a fight, you're just trying to get to a safe spot or something, you've got your horse there, you can just run over all the monsters and that's it. But the downside of that is, of course, you don't get the XP. I don't use the horse too often throughout the game. I find it easier just to run. You can avoid most of the fights as it is, even if you just are running around. But I don't have that yet. The other downside to using a horse in terms of fights is you also don't get to do preemptive strikes in fights, which do damage, so it could make a 2-turn fight into a 1-turn fight. That one probably wouldn't, but beast bone. I actually don't usually use the horse just because I find it easier to run around on my own and kind of pull off preemptive strikes in fights. I have a lot of preemptive strikes. I wonder if I keep track of it. Because I know you have, there's an achievement on Steam. For I think it's 30 preemptive strikes, which is super easy to pick up. There's a crit. He won't let you go that way, unfortunately. That leads to a spot you can get to later, so you can't, unfortunately, pull off a Final Fantasy 1 and grind super hard enemies early on in the game. There's a spot not super far away we're going to have to go towards. So you have some tougher enemies. Have slightly tougher enemies, and more importantly, they'll give us the intro to camping. So up there, you can actually see Heliodor. Not in any real big rush to get there. Because there's cucumbers blocking us. These guys have to have one of the best death animations I think I've found in the game. And maybe I'm just a little sick, I'm not sure, but these cruel cumbers. Spear goes up and they like catch it or impales them. I'm not 100% sure, but it's good fun. We gotta keep our eyes open. Bigger thing to try and do, at least what I try to do, I guess I should specify that, is that enemies, if they spot you, will charge at you. Sometimes. And sometimes depends more on how strong you are. If you get to a certain level, these guys are actually running away from me already. I was hoping to get a couple more XP out of that. These guys are obviously chasing me because I level slow. But once you reach like a certain level, enemies will actually run away from you if they spot you, which has kind of been more of my philosophy on when I can kind of start moving forward in an area in this game, is when I go out into like the field or the dungeon or whatever. Oh gosh, excuse me. And everything kind of runs away from me, then I'm pretty sure I'm powerful enough for the area. Seed of Life. I'll use that here in just a minute and give myself a little bit more. Wish I had some of the skills that I have in my other file. I'm level 72 in that one. So, I'm kind of more used to having these massive AoE skills in a full party. That doesn't work because I don't... Well, it'd probably work, but I don't know heal yet. So... that is to some degree worthless. Permanent increase my XP. For the most part, I put a lot of seeds that I find throughout the world. I'll give it to my hero to try and improve a lot of his stats more than, let's say, a lot of my other characters. Some of them, I made this mistake in one game. I was unhappy with a couple things I did, and that's why I ended up abandoning that one. There we go, finally got skill points. But I accidentally gave one of my characters a seed to improve her... I want to say it was the magical mending or magical light, one of those two. And that was worthless because she never has that as a 0, and it is supposed to be 0 because she will never actually use that stat. So there's my heal spell. I get 3 points, and here is the introduction we need. So this opens up the character builder. I'm not going to go ahead and use it right now because it's worthless. The character builder allows you to put your points, much like let's use 8 because it's the newest one I know how. Yeah, except I gotta have this. Pepped, stuff's improved. It's useful. I have no control over it. That's a little annoying. But so like in 8, you would level up and you could put your points into like swordsmanship, boomerangs, and each character had a unique whatever. So the same is basically, to some degree, true in this game. So in this game, instead of having just like 4 categories that you put points into, they have it laid out more on a grid-like pattern. just you select where you want to go. So there's this part's over here is for swords. There's a part for great swords. For the hero, for the hero, you get swords, great swords, swordsmanship, and luminary. And so you have the chance to improve each one of those. And they give you, depending on what you pick, you can get new spells, new abilities, new and just passive like stat bonuses. Like if you're wielding a sword, you'll get, you'll do 5 more damage or stuff like that. Stuff that's pretty useful in the overall long run. Oh, he ran away at me. Just to try and keep your skills up. Here, let's go in here. Call me in.
Ho, what have we here? I know a budding adventurer when I see one. It can be risky heading into the great outdoors if you aren't familiar with the basics of survival, you know. Well, fear not, because that's where I come in. See the remains of that fire over there? Well, when you spy one of those, it means you can set up camp and rest your weary bones. To settle down for the night, just go up to the fire and examine it. You'll soon be enjoying a well-earned break. What's that? You're worried about being attacked by monsters while you sleep? Oh, ye of little faith! That statue over there is chock full of holy powers that'll keep the beasties at bay for as long as you need. And that's not all. You can pray to it to be cured of poison and all kinds of other things. Think of it as a mini church. Anyway, enough of my yammering. You'll need to get used to what campsites look like and how to find them. It's like my old dad always said. Well, that's all from me.
I'm skipping over just because you're really not saying much. Campsite, you can use it to rest. Statues. Statues are a church. You can do everything you can do in a church with a statue. They'll also function later when you get your fast travel. They'll function, you can fast travel to them as well. Will also allow you to talk to your rest of your party once you actually get a party going. 80 gold. But I'm gonna go jump down a well now. Looks like this well doesn't have much. Some wells are a little bit more elaborate than others. Let's go ahead and rest here. So, in time, this will also be where you can craft when you're resting. But every single, or most rest places, will have this guy who will kind of follow you around the world and sell you different items, usually what's also nearby. But occasionally he'll also sell you, and what you can sometimes buy are crafting reagents that you either can't find, they may be more difficult to find, you're just lazy and you don't want to go find. There's one. There's a couple though that are just, there's not so much time just lazy. They're inconsistent. You don't have a very good spot where you're just going to go and get them. Maybe said for a lot of things. Actually, one thing driving me nuts is actually dragon horns. It took me forever to finally freaking get a dragon horn. When I got it, that's when I realized, oh, I can use the dragon horn to make this item, which I need to do. Then if I can get 2 more Dragonborns, I can turn that item I just made into this much better item. Like, it took me forever just to get 1, and now I need 2 more. Actually, I think I still need 1 more. But that's all. That's the 3rd act of the game. In general, the game's kind of divided up into 3 different acts. I don't want to get too much away on that aspect of it, but the 3rd act is... it's a little bit different. Down there, the frogs, the bats, up there and away from you. It doesn't take very much for a lot of the enemies in the starting area to start running from you. Oh, no. That's fine. Even most of the time, the hero is not, 33, the hero is not the person I'm using to cast spells. He's usually using his abilities, which don't count as spells. So that ability doesn't affect it at all. On and out the wazoo today. I don't know why. And once you get to Heliodor, you'll have a chance to buy new equipment. And you can come back out and grind away at that point too. So it's not like, once you get to Heliodor, you're stuck there for a while. Now you can come back out. For the most part, that is what it's like for a lot of places. That was good. I was afraid I was going to take a desperate attack there. Not much, but not too many. It's harder. I'm trying to revert my mind back. I'm also now used to dealing with characters who usually have to get over 100,000 XP before leveling. So my thought process is like, oh, 30,000, that's not too that much farther away. I can do that, no problem. Remember if there's anything over here, but my memories of the starting area is not the best in terms of... I wanted to hit it with my sword first. All those attacks have goes off, but there's a lot of health. There's actually a whole other way you could go. Excuse me. To get up to Heliodor. I'm kind of taking the straight way. So I'm trying to get up there quickly. I'd like to buy some new equipment, get a copper sword. A better shield, better armor. Everything's just kind of better. That makes grinding for levels and such things much, much easier. My general rule, one of the things I've kind of done the last couple times is, or the last time I guess, is for this part of the game to get to the point where a attack, just a normal plain attack, will one-shot almost every enemy out here. Because if you can get to that, then it's like, okay, well, when I get to the next area, the enemies are not going to be that difficult then. That's surprised, actually. Must take it meal. Let's see if it's. Oh, it's going to take me a third. That was weird. I wonder why that one took 3. Back down here. I think I remember like a treasure chest or something over here. Yeah, there it is. Single file. I know it's not big, but that's not terrible either. That's just an MP recovery. Single file should give me a recovery of 10 MP. Oops. That was my foot pulling the mouse. And we're at level 6. Resilience is up to double digits. That's good. Alright, let's go ahead. I've got 5. Use your skill points, new abilities, and also improve their attributes. So here's the hero. Swords, great swords, sword mastery on top. So you have to go through the swords or the great swords to get to it. And then the power of the Luminary on the bottom. So each one of them kind of gives you different skills and abilities. I'll let you know one of the best ones in the game is this Metal Slash. If for no other reason, that this is actually at least a guaranteed hit against frickin' metal slimes. Down here, this is the Luminary stuff. And this is pretty useful, more or less. Actually, I'm going to start over on the swordsmanship side. So I can get some stats up over there. But as you level, a lot of the skill points you'll get will usually increase with you. So, it doesn't happen very quickly. I think it was like around level 40s where you really started seeing the difference. So you get a lot of smaller level ones. So like 1, 2. Actually, I'm not sure if I ever got a 1. 2s and 3s. 4s occasionally. And kind of got a little bit up but didn't do anything. But once you get to around like 40, they'll start jumping up. So usually, my character, especially nowadays, in the 70s, I level up, I'm getting like 13, 14 skill points. So, it's nice, but I mean, I'm also at the point with those characters where the big high-end stuff costs me quite a bit. There's a couple of things. For the most part, a lot of the skills will cost you, I'd say 12 to 25 skill points to unlock. It's not terrible, but there's a couple of skills, and you're going to want some of those skills. They're going to cost you more. There's one for your healer, I think it's for the healer anyway, that it costs like 65. That was one. There's a desperate attack. Actually, it does less damage than I thought it would. But there is one. I was actually fighting the final boss, and I had been doing really, really well, and then I actually had a couple of my characters go down, and I was getting frustrated because I would get one of my characters up, and then the boss would do like an AoE skill and take one of my characters down. So I was basically doing it, and I had all three of the people at the time who had a res ability out. So it'd be like I get one up, and then one would go down. I'd get one up, and then one would go down. But I actually had one of my characters had this ability that gives a spell a chance to echo. So when a spell echoes, it actually can be cast twice, no cost the second time that it gets cast. But so this character cast Kazing, which is the 100% revive spell, and it happened to echo. So she essentially cast it twice, once on one character, and then I was afraid, but it ended up bouncing to another character, so it was perfect. Somebody. Yep, got out there just in time. Alright, let's go ahead and head into Heliodor up here. So here is Heliodor. It's big, it's nice. It's kind of the first real city town in the game. I mean, you got Cobblestone, but Cobblestone isn't much. This is kind of more of the actual real town. So if you look on your map here, you see the two purple orbs. Those are side quests that we'll get to. Both of them are pretty easy. You can do them here in town. But actually, I'm going to have to end off the stream here, guys. So the next time I stream, hopefully it will not be too long, we'll be kind of going through the rest of Heliodor, getting those side quests done. I might do some grinding, but I'll probably try and do that more off screen so you don't always have to sit there. So thank you everybody who came by, and I will hopefully see you all next time. Take care.